Hey y'all, JS Creations Art Sanity here. So for this piece, I am using a 4 foot by 2 foot, 1/4 inch thick MDF board. Now, this piece has no rhyme or reason. I changed my mind at least half a dozen times while doing this piece. So I love how this come out. Just the journey getting there had a lot of winding roads. So anyway, I primed this board. Well, I lightly sanded it, and then I spray painted it with a couple of different spray paints. I used a paint and primer gray. It was a matte color. I ran out of that, and then I just used a silver metallic spray paint because I used whatever I had on hand. So now I covered this with some glue, and I am laying down foil. I'm just making my pieces of foil about as long as the board and crumbling them up a little bit to give them some texture, and just covering my board with this. Now I will leave this set overnight, let the glue dry. When I come back, I will take off all the extra bits along the side. Again, I don't know, this just wasn't coming out like what I had in my head. So, yeah, you just kind of go with what you've got, right? I did, in the overlapping flaps, as you'll see here, I did add a little bit more glue in there. Clearly it's not dry. Not a problem. It doesn't affect the resin or anything. I just tear off any extra bits that I want to take off. I kind of smooth out some of that glue, wipe some of that off, and I'll just leave it sit a little longer to dry. So here I'm determining, what am I going to do? So I've picked out some mica powders and some glitter. I'm using the general use resin from the Epoxy resin store. I've mixed up about, I think this is 40 ounces. And to start with this first layer here, I'm just using the Midnight Gem Tinsel Blend glitter. And just mixing, I divided that out into 4 cups, and I'm just mixing that in there, and I'm going to cover my board with that here for this first layer. Again, this is another change. Wasn't originally going to do this, but I do love this glitter. So I'll come in here with my hand, move that all around, make sure my board is covered. And then I will come in here with my heat gun, kind of smooth it out, get any bubbles. Yes, I started drawing pictures in my resin. Gotta have fun with it, right? I will cover this and let this sit for 24 hours before moving on to the next layer. So here I'm showing you kind of what my setup is for these bigger pieces. My work table here is, oh goodness, I think it's like 4.5 feet by 3.5. And I've got these like little arms that I can swivel up and down, you know, so when I'm working on my table, I just push them down and they're out of my way. When I need to cover a big piece, I just pull them up, and as you see, I just drape plastic over it, and it keeps all the air floaties, dust off of my piece while it's curing. So here I've picked out 4 mica powders. These are new ones that I got off of Amazon. I will have everything in the description below. Again, this is another change. Wasn't going to use these. Had something pop into my head that I'd try. I knew it wasn't going to work as soon as I started pouring them. So, yeah, we're just going to end up dumping my resin all over this board and just keep working with it until I get something that I like. Never give up, y'all. So this is crushed mirror glass. Now you saw me come in, that was just clear resin that I was kind of making some lines with, and then I came in with my fingers and kind of went over where I put that clear resin. Just kind of pushing out that colored resin out a little bit so you could see more of the glitter and foil underneath there. Then I decided to come in here with this crushed mirror glass. This, I used a purple tint and kind of a teal color, And I just mixed a little bit of each into my cup there. And yeah, just pouring it out along those lines that I made with that clear resin. I will come in here with my torch to get any bubbles. I leave this set for 24 hours, and then I do come in here and just put a top coat of clear resin. Now, I don't show you that because it's just a clear resin. It's a flood coat right on top of this, just to make sure my glass and everything is sealed in. And then I let that sit for 24 hours, and here is the finished piece. So yeah, I took this outside. It's really hard to see the depth in this. You can see the texture that the foil gave it. You can see the glitter underneath there. It's just hard in this angle. But yeah, I'm really happy how this came out. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. Hope you enjoyed this process and learned something along the way. Until next time, thanks y'all.